All right, buckle up, chess fans, because today we're diving deep into Game 13 of the 2024 World Championship. We've got Ding Liren, the champ, facing off against the young challenger D. Gukesh. And let me tell you, the tension is TACK. The match is tied going into this game, so every single move is absolutely critical. We've got the play-by-play breakdowns, expert commentary, even insights from those super smart chess engines. You know, the ones that can basically see the future. So get ready for a battle of brains and nerves, folks.
Oh, absolutely. This is where mental fortitude really comes into play. We're going to be looking at what these players' choices tell us about their strategies, how they handle the pressure, the psychology of it all. It's going to be fascinating.
All right, so let's jump right into it. Game 13 kicks off with Gukesh playing white. He opens with, you guessed it, 1e4. Pretty standard, right?
Yeah, you see that a lot at this level.
But then, Ding throws us a curveball. He responds with the French defense. A solid opening for sure, but it can get kind of cramped. I gotta say, I was surprised to see him go with that.
Yeah, a lot of people were. It's not really Ding's usual style, you know? He's more known for his open games. But choosing the French defense here suggests he's looking for complexity, counterplay, maybe even some fireworks. He's not just playing for a draw, he's inviting a fight.
And Gukesh, well, he doesn't back down from a challenge. Right off the bat, he plays 7a3. Now, for those of you who haven't quite mastered chess notation, this move shows Gukesh's intention to expand on the queen side of the board. He's not just reacting to Ding, he's putting his own plan into action.
Exactly. He's not just trying to equalize the position. He's aiming for a clear advantage from the get-go.
And you know what they say, the best defense is a good offense.
That's right.
And things really start to heat up around move 11.
Yeah, this is where Gukesh makes a really bold move. I mean, bold D, he's later.
And that's classic Gukesh, right? He's known for his aggressive style, always pushing for the attack.
Oh, absolutely.
And the commentators, they were going wild. Everyone could sense that Gukesh was going for the win. But Ding, well, he's a world champion for a reason. He doesn't just crumble under pressure.
Nope, not at all. He shows incredible resilience, which is what makes him such a formidable opponent. Even with Gukesh's attack building, he defends tenaciously. And you got to remember, by move 40, Ding's down to just 4 minutes to make his next 10 moves.
Oh man, talk about pressure. I can't even imagine trying to make those kinds of decisions with the clock ticking down like that. It's like trying to solve a complex math problem while someone's holding a stopwatch to your head.
Yeah, it's amazing how these top players can think so clearly under those circumstances. But you know, that time pressure did lead to some missed opportunities. For both sides, actually. Our chess engines, they can analyze all the possible variations. And they showed that Gukesh actually had a few winning chances that he just didn't see under the time pressure.
So it's not just about making good moves, it's about making them quickly. I'm curious about those missed opportunities. Can you give us an example of what Gukesh could have done differently?
Sure. So move 31, F4, was a critical moment in the game. Instead of moving his knight there, Gukesh could have played ND5. And this would have put a lot more pressure on Ding's position. It would have controlled key squares, prevented counterplay, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, now you're talking my language. Break it down for us. What would that move have accomplished?
All right, so picture this. It's after move 30, Ding's king is tucked away on the king side. Seems pretty safe behind his pawns, right? But his queen, she's exposed, vulnerable. If Gukesh had played ND5, it would have opened up a devastating attack on that queen. Ding would have been forced to make defensive moves that would have weakened his overall position. It wouldn't have been an immediate checkmate, but it would have given Gukesh a very strong advantage.
Wow, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah.
So even at this elite level with these incredible minds, there are still missed opportunities.
It happens to the best of them.
It makes you wonder what's going through their heads in those moments of intense pressure.
Right.
Are they thinking 10 moves ahead or just trying to survive the next few seconds?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's part of what makes chess so fascinating. You have this incredible blend of brilliant calculation and raw human emotion. We can analyze the moves all day long, but we can only speculate about the thoughts and feelings that drive them.
Absolutely. So Ding, he manages to avoid that bullet. Gukesh misses his chance. But the pressure's still on, right? Ding's still low on time, and Gukesh seems to have the upper hand.
That's right, but this is where Ding really shows us what he's made of. He digs deep, and his defense is just incredible. He's like a boxer who takes a few punches but keeps coming back swinging.
He's got that never-give-up attitude.
Yeah.
But how does he do it? He's behind on time, facing a strong attack. What are the moves that turn things around?
Well, he makes a series of really resourceful defensive moves, things like 40-point RG8 and 42 QC1 plusa. These moves show his amazing ability to create counterplay even when he seems to be in a really tough spot. He's not just surviving, he's looking for ways to strike back.
Okay, hold on. Let's break this down a bit. First, you mentioned 40-point RG8. What makes this move so special? I'm looking at the board, and I gotta be honest, I'm not seeing the brilliance.
Yeah, it's not immediately obvious, but it's actually quite clever. That move accomplishes several things at once. It activates Ding's rook, putting pressure on Gukesh's pieces. It prepares for a potential attack on the white king if Gukesh makes any careless moves. It's like setting a trap. He's saying, if you come at me, I'm ready to hit back.
Ah, I see. So it's not just passive defense. He's setting the stage for a counterattack. Very sneaky. And then you mentioned 42 QC1 plus Kyle picks high. What was the point of that one?
That was a brilliant defensive tactic. By checking the white king, Ding forces Gukesh to move his king to a less safe square. This disrupts Gukesh's attack and gives Ding a chance to regroup. It's a classic example of using your queen aggressively to create chaos and turn the tide of the game.
Wow. So even when he's down on time and seemingly in trouble, Ding finds these incredible defensive resources.
He's a master of defense, that's for sure.
The commentators were praising his mental fortitude, and I can definitely see why.
It was a display of championship-level resilience. He never gave up, never panicked, and he managed to completely neutralize Gukesh's attack.
This is incredible. It's like watching a masterclass in both attack and defense. And we're just getting started. I can't wait to see how the rest of the game unfolds.
And so we find ourselves heading into the endgame. Gukesh still had that slight edge from those early sacrifices, but man, Ding's defense, it was like Fort Knox, just impenetrable.
I was glued to the screen. It felt like every move could be the deciding one. In chess, even a small advantage can be enough to win if you play precisely, but Ding just wouldn't crack.
Exactly. It really highlights his deep understanding of defensive strategy and his ability to focus under intense pressure. Let's not forget, he's still playing with very little time on the clock.
Talk about nerves of steel, huh? It makes me think about those tough spots we all face in life. At work, in our personal lives, even just trying to solve a really tricky Sudoku. Ding's resilience. It's like a reminder that you can keep fighting, even when things seem impossible.
Oh, absolutely. It's tempting to just throw in the towel when things get rough. But Ding's game, it's a masterclass in perseverance. He could have easily crumbled under the pressure, but he hung in there, found creative solutions, and ultimately salvaged a draw.
It's not always about winning, right? Sometimes it's about how you navigate the challenges you face along the way. Speaking of challenges, what about Gukesh's perspective? He played so aggressive, pushing Ding back. Did he get a little too ambitious, maybe?
That's a great question. It's always a fine line between playing aggressively and taking calculated risks. In Gukesh's case, some might say he was perhaps a tad overzealous. Remember those missed opportunities we talked about, like that move 31? That might have been the difference.
No, so sometimes playing it safe might actually be the better strategy.
Well, it really depends on the specific situation, of course. But here, yeah, maybe a slightly more cautious approach could have helped Gukesh maintain his advantage, put even more pressure on Ding.
It's that classic dilemma, isn't it? Slow and steady wins the race versus, going all in for the big win. How do these grandmasters decide which path to take? Is it gut feeling or pure calculation?
Probably a mix of both. They have years of experience, a deep intuitive understanding of the game. But they also rely on incredible calculation skills, analyzing all the possible variations, potential outcomes. It's a constant weighing of risks and rewards, trying to find the optimal path to victory.
It really makes you appreciate the mental gymnastics these players are doing. It's not just moving pieces on a board, it's a full-blown battle of wits and strategy.
And doing it all under immense pressure, with the world watching.
Absolutely incredible. But it's more than just a game, right? There are lessons here that we can apply to our own lives no matter what challenges we're facing. We've talked about resilience, the importance of calculated risks. What other takeaways can we glean from this game?
Well, how about time management? Both players were under severe time pressure, and it definitely affected their decisions. And, in our own lives, we're often juggling multiple priorities, deadlines. Learning to manage time effectively, prioritize tasks, make decisions efficiently, that can be a game changer. Just like in chess, every second counts.
So true. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you've got a million things on your plate.
Yeah.
But if we can prioritize, focus on one step at a time, and make each step count, we can accomplish amazing things.
That's the key. And it's not just about working faster, it's about working smarter. Ding's game shows us that even under pressure, you gotta stay calm, assess the situation, and get creative with your solutions. Sometimes the best move isn't the most obvious one, it's about thinking outside the box. Like Ding did with those brilliant defensive maneuvers.
Like they say, pressure makes diamonds. Sometimes it's those high-pressure situations that reveal our true potential. Help us find solutions we never thought possible.
Beautifully said. It all ties back to that idea of resilience, doesn't it? Ding's ability to handle the pressure, stay focused, find creative solutions even when he's low on time. That's a powerful lesson for all of us. Life throws curveballs, setbacks, unexpected challenges. But it's our ability to adapt, to learn from our mistakes, and to keep moving forward. That's what determines our success in the end.
So true. This game, it's been a roller coaster. Moments of brilliance, near misses, and finally a hard-fought draw. But it's more than just a game, isn't it? It's a reflection of that human spirit, our capacity for strategic thinking, resilience in the face of adversity, and that constant drive to excel, to be our best. Wow, what a game. It really had everything, didn't it?
It did, it really did.
Incredible moves, those tense moments where you're just holding your breath, and in the end, a draw. Leaving the World Championship totally up in the air going into the final game.
Yeah, a nail-biter for sure. A fitting end to such an intense match,
It really is. And it leaves us with a lot to think about, going into that final game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Earlier, you mentioned that Gukesh might have been a little too aggressive. Do you think that's ultimately what cost him the win? Could he have, played a little more conservatively and maybe pulled it off?
It's tough to say for sure, Chess is such a complex game. There are so many factors at play. It's always this balance between risk and reward. Gukesh's aggressive style, that's what makes him so exciting to watch. But yeah, maybe, just maybe, a bit more restraint in this particular game could have tipped the scales in his favor.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How different approaches, even at this elite level, can lead to such different outcomes.
Absolutely.
There's no magic formula, no one-size-fits-all strategy.
And that's part of what makes chess so captivating, right?
Totally.
There's always room for creativity, for innovation, for finding new and surprising ways to outmaneuver your opponent.
And even with all the analysis, all the expert commentary, there's still an element of mystery.
Yeah, for sure.
We can break down the moves, but we can never truly know what's going on inside the minds of these players.
Exactly. It's that human element, the psychology of the game. That's what makes it so compelling.
So let's bring it back to our listeners. What are some of the key takeaways from this game? Things they can apply to their own lives, maybe.
Well, we've already touched on a few, right? Resilience, the importance of managing your time, calculated risk-taking. But I think there's another important lesson here, and that's the power of adaptability.
Like how Ding had to adapt his strategy based on Gukesh's moves.
Yeah, but it's even bigger than that. It's about being able to adjust your approach based on whatever's happening around you.
Like a chameleon, changing colors to blend in.
Exactly. In life, just like in chess, you're constantly facing new challenges, unexpected obstacles, things you couldn't have planned for. And your ability to adapt, to think on your feet, that's what determines your success.
So it's not enough to just have a plan. You have to be ready to change the plan when things get messy.
Absolutely. It takes flexibility, creativity, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone.
That's a powerful message, especially in today's world. Things are changing so fast, you got to be able to keep up.
Couldn't agree more.
It's not about being perfect. It's about being able to learn and grow from your experiences, whether you're on the chessboard or just navigating everyday life.
Well said.
Now, for those of you who want to delve even deeper into this incredible match, we've got a link to the full game analysis in the show notes. Trust me, it's worth checking out. You'll see some amazing chess, and you might even pick up a few tips for handling pressure in your own life.
I second that.
So that wraps up our deep dive into Game 13 of the World Chess Championship.
Another fantastic game. I really enjoyed breaking it down with you.
Me too. It's been a wild ride. We've seen brilliant moves, those heart-stopping moments, and most importantly, we've learned some valuable lessons that we can all take with us. So until next time, folks, keep your mind sharp, stay adaptable, and remember, sometimes the most unexpected move can be the winning one.